Let's talk about Aqua Amara. Yes, I'm inspired by Mr. Miami Cuddles. Say it with me, everybody. Let's talk about Aqua Amara. So, this fragrance, let's talk about the smell. Let's jump right into it. This fragrance is claimed to be this, the strength of the ocean. This stuff is claimed to be one of the best fragrances on the market. People hype it up. The price is going up. It's discontinued. People still talk about it. People still like it. Why am I talking about it today? Because I really want to dive into this and give my final thoughts about it before this fragrance, slides into obscurity. That's just my opinion. But this fragrance, it's a salty fragrance. You're getting three main things to this fragrance: salt, a church incense, yes, a dry, clean, almost potpourri, clean, like white incense, almost like a white floral incense, and then you're getting patchouli. This patchouli, to my nose, is a distinctly more of a almost like violet-like patchouli, or more of a oily patchouli. This combined together makes this fragrance that has this interesting texture. It's kind of airy and kind of bitter. It's an orange fragrance. It has this orange tone to it in the background, but it's kind of a bitter fragrance. It's salty. It is airy. And it does have this floral aspect that keeps playing peekaboo in the fragrance. Sometimes you're like, oh, this fragrance is a little bit floral, and then it hides, and then it pops back up, and then you're like, is this fragrance floral or not? There's this weird thing with this floral aspect of this fragrance. Maybe they have some aldehydes hidden up in this one. Anyways, this is a odd fragrance. It does not smell very nice or very good. I want to be 100% clear with y'all that this is not a great fragrance for the money. As this fragrance gets more and more rare, as people use up the bottles, as people start hoarding the bottles, as it gets discontinued, this stuff will continue to go up in price. It's already in the $60, $70, $80 range for a full-size bottle. This stuff is not good juice to my nose. I do not want people in the future, buying into this fragrance, thinking it's some masterpiece designer fragrance and paying $200 for this stuff. I do not want that to happen. That's why I'm making this review today. This fragrance is just not that good compared to other things on the market, and it's just not that good as a creation. If you like more niche-like fragrances, if you like fragrances that are a little bit more daring in the designer world, sure, this is a little bit more unique. Sure, this is a little bit more different, but is it really pleasant? Is church incense, kind of orange bitterness, a weird patchouli that's kind of oily, and salt thrown in there? Does this really smell good to y'all? It doesn't smell good to my nose. I just have to say it. I did have a full size bottle and I did sell it off. It never wasn't really a fragrance that really connected with me personally. Of course, if you have your own opinion, if you have your own feelings, put them down below. I respect you if you like this fragrance. If you like this fragrance, sure, you can rock it. But I'd want to be 100% honest. This fragrance was dying into obscurity. Almost nobody talked about it in the fragrance community. Almost nobody knew about it or really cared about it. It was underselling and was actually starting to be liquidated. It pretty much was discontinued at the point of none other than Jeremy Fragrance talking about this fragrance as a great and amazing fragrance. Jeremy Fragrance said it was the strength of the ocean. He got out there, talked about its performance, talked about how beautiful it was, and really said that this was a great juice. I really do want to kind of oppose one aspect of what he said. This is not a good summer fragrance. If you wear this in the heat, this fragrance actually has good performance. There's no doubt about it. This is a 7 or 8 hour fragrance for a fragrance that has a little bit more of a fresh vibe. It's actually quite good on the performance, the longevity, and then the projection actually is pretty good too. It's actually above average projection, and in the heat, this stuff actually becomes very loud and very unapologetic, and very, in my opinion, strange. Again, incense is not a big compliment factor note. People, as far as mass appealing on the street, talking to the average person, this fragrance is not a great fragrance to them. Again, it's floral, it's bitter, it's salty, and it has a weird patchouli vibe. It's just not going to be a big compliment factor fragrance. And I really want to put that out there because, y'all know how fragrances get when they're discontinued, and especially when they got a lot of hype behind them. Some people for years to come will be whispering that saying that, they don't make them like Aqua Amara anymore. Aqua Amara really had that performance. Aqua Amara, one of the best summer fragrances ever. And I just want to put it out there that I do not think so. I think that this fragrance was being liquidated, going into obscurity. And, Jeremy Fragrance put his review out there and put the hype train and got people invested and interested in this fragrance, and definitely changed the whole game for this fragrance. And bvlgari was pretty happy with the guy. Anyways, this is, a fragrance that, again, there are so many good fragrances out there to get excited about. In my opinion, there are so many great fragrances out there, even in the designer world, that don't get a lot of talk. Moschino Umo doesn't get a lot of talk exactly. Fragrances like Givenchy Zurius Rouge don't get talk. Eau Sauvage doesn't really get mentioned a lot. Platinum Egoist. Fragrances that are really good in the designer world, some of them don't get talk. And this stuff gets talk? I don't get it. I really don't. But that's just my opinion here today. I was a little bit off the cuff and a little bit unhinged today. Let me know if you like that style, if you like me being a little bit more critical of a fragrance. I just want to put it out there, guys, that, compliment factor wise, let's talk about that as well. I just want to put it out there that this stuff isn't magic. This stuff isn't some special juice, and I really do think that's a tragedy if somebody is getting into the fragrance game and hears about this fragrance and wants something rare or discontinued and buys into this fragrance for $100 or $80, even $80 plus. I think it would be a real shame. Anyways, compliment factor wise, sometimes people kind of liked it, sometimes people didn't. Guys definitely disliked this fragrance on me, and sometimes the gals liked the interesting, almost floral aspect to this. But that was only in the opening. As it dried down, almost nobody liked this fragrance on me. In the dry down, almost nobody liked it. Again, in the opening, some ladies liked the salty floral aspect. They thought it was a little bit unique and interesting, and they definitely notice that the fragrance is different. It makes you stand out, but does it make you stand out in a good way? Not really. Did I get any compliments? Do I have to be honest? Actually, this gave me a compliment one time, but it actually was from a little girl, and I thought it was strange. So that's not a good thing. Anyways, I'm not excited about this, as y'all can tell. I hope that y'all see that. This fragrance is just a no. It's just no. And my final thoughts with the price. Y'all know that this is a $60, $70, $80 fragrance at this point of this video. And early 2020, this fragrance's price is going to skyrocket. And my final thoughts are, if you like it, buy a backup bottle now. If you're interested in it, you can go for it. Are there better fragrances? Yes. Please try Terre de Hermes Parfum. Try the Parfum version of Terre de Hermes or any of them. Try out, Artisan Pure by John Varvatos. Try out fragrances that really do have a good spark to them, that have a good character. Dunhill Icon might work for you. There's a number of fragrances that have this unique vetiver accord, unique aspects of sharpness and citrus that might do you very well and give you good performance. You try that Terre de Hermes Parfum, it'll give you so much better longevity. It's really a winter fragrance, and it has much better performance than this. It smells classy, refined. It smells a little bit more of a nice gentleman, and it's a good fragrance. This one, again, I have to say, just a no-go. Just no. I'll see y'all next time, my friends. This is the Scentadar Fragrance Channel. I hope that you enjoyed this review today. Hope that you enjoyed my thoughts. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And let me know, did you like me being a little bit wild, off the cuff, not my usual self, you might say? I'll see you next time, my friends. Peace out. Wear what you love. And if you like Aqua Amara, hey, bvlgari, hey, wear this stuff. If you like it, rock it. I'm not putting down on you, but I'm certainly not a fan. I'll see you next time, my friends, and bye.